Hi beautiful babes, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back with another makeup video. You guys loved my last one, so I was like, why not give them another one to show you guys how I do this beautiful seductive minimum beat. The base is flawless, of course. I did not do the underpainting method this time. I did my makeup like the normal way that I've been doing it before I did underpainting method, and I'm just falling back in love with the way that I've always done my makeup application. Of course, with a few tips and tricks here that I've learned along the way to apply my makeup like a pro, because if you don't know, I am a beginner, but I'm not giving, like, this makeup is not giving beginner. It's not. So if you want to learn how I did this look, stay tuned. So I've already done my skincare routine and moisturized my skin really well. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I'm going to use the Benefit Brow Wiz pencil along with the NARS Creamy Concealer. But I am going to do my brows off camera because they do take very long and they're very tedious. So if you guys want an in-depth video of how I do my brows, make sure you leave a comment below and I will make sure that I make a video for it. Okay, now that my eyebrows are done, I'm going to go in and do a really light eyeshadow look. I'm going to go in with these three brushes, a real fluffy one, more of a dense one, and a small angle one. I'm going in with my Morphe and Abby Roberts palette. I'm going in with the shade Walker, this light tan shade color first. When you're doing eyeshadow, make sure you dust off the extra. I like to go down from my eyebrow bone down to the bridge of my nose, just to give my eyes some definition, but also doing this also helps me slightly contour my nose. When it comes to doing eyeshadow, you do want to be very gentle. And if you ever feel like you need more shadow, you can always go back in. When you add bronzer or a brown eyeshadow in this area, it really makes your eyes stand out and add more definition, and it really makes a big difference. Now I'm gonna go in with my denser, smaller brush and a little bit of a darker brown color. I'm just gonna put that in the corner and a little bit in the crease. Also, when doing eyeshadow looks, sometimes you have to have a lot of patience because eyeshadow requires a lot of blending. When I do the darker shade, I like to go in this little small V shape. So up here, then go down and then come down here. Just because doing that just adds shape to my eye. Okay, once we're done with the dark one, we're gonna go back in with the fluffy brush and really just blend out the harsh line. Make sure everything is blended really good and seamlessly up into that eyebrow. So far, this is how we are looking. Not too much, but it does make a difference. Now I'm gonna take my small angle brush, go back in with that deep dark brown, and I am going to make a wing from the corner of my eye going out. Just a small one like that. I'm gonna smudge that in a little bit. It's like a little fake wing that we're doing with the eyeshadow. It's okay if it's not perfect because we can go in later with the concealer and clean it up and make it a little extra crisp. And then I like to buff it out and blur it out with the eyeshadow, the top part. Now I'm gonna go in with a smaller flat brush and pick up some of this glitter. It is a little bit. And just add it to the lid. I want this eye look to be very natural. You can even use your finger if you like, but I just have on these nails. I'd rather just use this small brush. All right, now that the eyes are done, we're going to go ahead and put some lashes on. These are the style that I am wearing today. So cute. Lashes can take a minute, so I'm gonna do these off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, lashes are on. Love how they're really full. Now let's get into this base. I first like to take like a makeup wipe and just clean up under my eyes for any fallout from the eyeshadow. I just came back from Jamaica like 2 days ago and I got sunburned. So my skin is like peeling just a little bit, and I already had dry skin, but with the sunburn and the peeling, it's a little extra dry. So I'm going to prime it a little bit extra today with some skincare products. So I'm going to use the Glow Recipe Plum Plump Hyaluronic Acid Serum along with the e.l.f. Skin Super Hydrate Gel Moisturizer. And I really like this gel moisturizer because it really gives the texture of aloe vera. Just about 2 pumps, and we're gonna rub that in. I like to get up under my eye to prevent creasing. This is the texture of the e.l.f. Gel Moisturizer, very thick. I like to use a little fan to set my primers into my skin so the primers can really grip to my makeup. The cold air really freezes it. And if you want your makeup to last all day, like if you're doing an event and you really need your makeup to last all day and you're adding setting sprays between your layers, it's really good to go in with a fan and set that setting spray into the makeup so it can really grip to your face and last all day. And today I have a photo shoot, so yeah, I need this makeup to last all day because we're gonna be outside, so I don't need my makeup sliding everywhere in the heat. Okay, now that I had done the skincare, now I'm gonna go in and actually use a primer. The primer that I'm going to use is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I actually really love this primer. And we're just gonna do this. I'm almost out, but I already have a backup one. I do not play about that primer. I'm obsessed with it. And one thing about e.l.f. products, they have a dupe for everything. Like, if you are in love with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, then you will love the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. It's literally a dupe. One of my favorite brands besides NARS. You guys know I love NARS. Like, one day NARS is gonna sponsor me because I am just so obsessed with their product. They really have great products, especially for the girls that have melanin, okay? Do you see that grip? Yeah, my makeup isn't going anywhere today. I'm gonna let that seep in just a little bit. Because I had this sunburn and my skin is a little bit flaky and dry right now, I really want to give off a really pretty glow. So under my foundation, I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. If you know, you know. This is just such a must-have. So I'm just going to put some of this all over. And I'm gonna go in with my Real Technique brush, number 200. And blend that out all over my face. Oh my gosh, so this does seem like that it's way brighter than my skin. Like I said, I did just come back from Jamaica, so I have a little tan, but it's gonna all come together. Trust the process. We're not gonna go too much under the eyes because we're gonna save that for concealer. You don't want too much product under the eyes, like foundation and everything, because that's also gonna make you crease more when you put the concealer on top. And then I'm gonna go in with the sponge just to pick up any excess. Like, look at that glow, I love it. I am absolutely in love. e.l.f. did a thing. Like, look, get into the glow. Before I got this tan and when this shade was actually my color, I would actually just wear this shade. When I didn't feel like doing a full beat, I would just put on this foundation and it would just give me such a pretty, like, natural glow, serving nothing but skin. That taupe this makeup by Mario, it's still my color. I love this foundation. There's no other foundation that I have found besides NARS that really does me justice. If you haven't tried it, you need to try it. The hype is real. The TikTok girlies put me on. Sometimes I color correct, and I was going to color correct today, but when you use that e.l.f. Halo Glow, it kind of gives you like a nice pure canvas, so you don't have to do too much spot concealing or color correcting. I know I told you guys that in my last video that I'm obsessed with applying my makeup with a brush, all my products with a brush, and then I will never go back to using a sponge. But there's something about that I like applying it with a brush and then going back and pressing it into the skin and smoothing everything out with a sponge. I feel like it gives it more of a flawless finish. Very light taps because you don't want to pick up that makeup that we just applied. So very light taps. Like I said, I wanted my makeup to last all day, so I'm going in with the Morphe setting spray just to set my foundation. I'm not gonna spray a lot, just a little bit. And now I'm going in with the fan to set this in. Look at that glow under my foundation. It looks so beautiful. My skin looks so healthy and so hydrated. Now I'm gonna go into Laguna 3 bronzing cream from NARS. I'm obsessed with NARS products. I used to use like contour sticks to contour, but I just love how bronzing really like just brings like depth into your skin and some warmthness, and I just love it. I love bronzing actually more than I like contouring. So sometimes I just use the bronzer to do my contour. This is how it looks. Smells really, really good. I use a fluffy, medium dense slanted brush for my contour. And what I love about this bronzer too is that it melts right into your skin and it's buildable. So even if you want to do like a really light beat, like a no foundation makeup look, you can do that with this and it's gonna come out so pretty. Wow, look at that. Amazing. I like to do my chin because I do have a double chin going on. So I like to contour my jawline, just make it a little bit more. Now I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Filter Effect Concealer. And I'm surprised nobody is talking about the Morphe Filter Effects concealers, but I am a fan. It's very moisturizing, but very full coverage as well. So I'm gonna start under my eyes, on my chin, the middle of my top lip, down the bridge of my nose, and just a teeny bit on my forehead. Now we're gonna let this dry before I blended it out because we want it to get full coverage. So when you let it sit for at least 60 seconds, it's gonna be a little bit harder to blend out, but that's what we want because we want this concealer to stay in place and give us absolute full coverage. I like to blend out my concealer with a medium dense fluffy brush before I go in with this sponge. I am in love with this Doll Beauty brush. So now that we let it sit, now we're gonna go ahead and blend that out. And we're gonna start with the chin area first because the under eyes is the most important. So we really want that concealer to sit as long as we can. See how beautiful this is blending out, guys? I love it. My camera died while I was blending out my concealer. I'm still getting used to being prepared with my camera and everything like that. So, but just to let you guys know what I did, as you last saw, I was blending out with this Doll Beauty brush. I went and blended out the edges of my concealer first, under my eyes, and then went up close, and then used my smaller concealer brush, my Real Technique, to blend down the bridge of my nose and get up under my eye. And now that that is blended out, now we're gonna go in with a second concealer, which is a bit lighter, just to brighten up my under eye. And to do this, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Medium 35N. I am obsessed with this concealer. I always come back to this concealer. If you follow me on TikTok, then you guys know that I was recently trying to be trendy with the girls and use the Born This Way concealer. Like, that concealer just doesn't work for me. It might work for you other makeup babes, but not me. I am a dry gal, and being a dry gal like me, I need some hydration, and it was just way too dry, so it was having my eyes crease to no return, like horribly creased, and as the day went on. And also, I don't know if I was allergic to it or what, but every time I would put it under my eye, like my eyes would instantly start watering. And it was just too much, so it wasn't for me. So back to the Shape Tape. This never fails me. So we're just gonna put a little bit in the corner, just like that. I'm gonna let it sit, of course, as well for a little bit, and then I'm gonna go in with my Real Technique brush and blend that out. And we're gonna keep this concealer right under the eye. I love how that automatically brightens up my under eye. This concealer will forever be my favorite concealer. Like, look how beautifully it blends out while snatching that under eye. Like, are you guys seeing this? So beautiful. Now I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit more. Then I'm gonna go in with the corner of my beauty blender and lightly go in and just pick up any excess, because too much concealer under the eye will also make you crease. You still are gonna see some creasing. I mean, it's normal, we're human. Our body has textures and lines and all of that. Make sure you go around that nose. All right, now before we go in with our powders, I am going to set again with the Morphe Setting Mist. Okay, so the contour powder that I will be using is the Benefit Hoola in the shade Toasted, and I'm gonna set my contour with this. I tapped some off on the back of my hand because it is very pigmented in this color. Toasted is a bit toasted. Do you see how pigmented that is? And I actually took some off on the back of my hand. I actually like it, so we'll see if it stays and becomes a staple. It should be illegal how pigmented this is. Like, I love it though. A little goes a very, very, very long way with this. I have a small forehead, so I don't like to go too heavy on a contour and bronze up there. I like to get under that chin for a more snatched jawline and to cover up my double chin. You don't want to go up top. Here you want to go under to create a shadow. Now the way that I like to set my under eyes is I first like to go back in with my sponge and just spread it out some more, because it's probably been creasing since we last applied the concealer. I don't want to set that creasing, so I want to smooth it out. Right after you just smooth that out, go in quickly with a pressed setting powder. I am using the Bobbi Brown pressed setting powder in the color Pale Yellow. And I like to use a brush, and I am using my Real Technique brush in the number 402. Dust off the excess and then just gently and precisely tap the powder under that eye. Doing this before baking makes a pretty big difference to me. I like to set around that nose area too, and everywhere else that I put some concealer. Now I like to go in with my powder puff and my Lior Mercier setting powder in the color Translucent Honey, and this one is the Blur. I like the Blur. I didn't even know that I could like a powder even more than her original powder, but the Blur, and I love how she even put the Blur in different shades as well. Now with this, I like to go in a little bit with the very, very tip of it, and then tap the excess off on the back of my hand, or you can blow it. Sometimes I do both. And then just go in right under the eye and really pat that into the skin really good. You can bake here if you want a little bit, but I like to just slowly press it in. So it's like I'm like semi-baking, because I go on heavy and then I gently, gradually tap it in. Look at that before and after, like stunning. Then I like to take whatever on the back of my hand and just pat it over my T-zone area so I don't look oily. Next, I'm gonna go in with my powder blush. I am not really a huge fan of liquid blush. I did give it a try and it's more so not my thing, especially when I'm doing a full beat. I'd rather just do the powder blush. If I'm doing more of a no foundation look and I'm just adding like a little bit of bronzer, some liquid blush, and a little bit of concealer and some lip gloss, then yes, I love some liquid blush. And today I'm going in with my two favorite blushes, of course NARS in the color Savage, and then I have been loving Milani blushes as well, but this one in particular, see it? The color is called Blossom Time Rose in the shade 11, and it's so pretty. When I mix these two together, they just come out so beautiful. So I like to first go in with the NARS and put it on the high areas of my cheeks. To go up a little bit. To me, NARS's blushes is truly unmatched. Then I like to go in up with a little bit of the Milani and put that right on top. You know, I think this is so cute. Once I'm done with the blush, I like to go in with my translucent setting powder and use the bottom of my beauty blender to carve out my face. Make that bottom line extra crisp. This is one of my favorite parts of my makeup routine, to really give you that snatched look. And I like to let this bake for a little bit, and in the meantime, we're gonna do my lips and we're almost done here. Okay, for these lips, I'm gonna go in with a lighter nudish pinkish color, but I really like it. It's from Doll Beauty. They have some really, really good lip liners. And I'm gonna overline my lips. Next, I'm gonna go in with a darker brown, just to give my lips a little bit more definition. You see how much of a difference this makes when you add a little bit more of a darker color? Next, I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite lipsticks. It's by Urban Decay. I love this color. This is in the shade Oat Milk Cream. I think this color is so pretty. It's very pigmented, so. Lastly, I'm gonna go in with my Milani Gloss in the color 12 Sparkling Pink, just to give these lips a little pop. So pretty. All right, now that we are done the lips, we are coming to the finish line. Now I like to go ahead and smoke out my bottom lash line with the darkest brown that I used earlier from my eyeshadow. Sorry, my dog is barking, I don't know why. Hush, Luna. I just have a small flat brush. And if you wanna come back and touch up that little fake wing that we did earlier, here's your chance. If you guys watched my last video, you know that I love smoking out the bottom lash line. It just makes it, like, just gives it such a professional look. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go ahead and use a big fluffy brush and go ahead and brush away what we baked earlier. Make sure you're brushing it pretty good because we let that sit for a little minute, so it might be a little tough. But just keep blending, 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 blending. I like to go in with just a little bit of my MAC Studio Fix foundation powder and dip this big fluffy brush in it. A little bit. Get off all the excess and just go around my face. Now, sometimes if I really want to make sure everything is buffed out, I use my e.l.f. buffing brush just to really buff out any harsh lines. All right, now I'm gonna set this face one more time. Well, two more times, because I'm gonna use two different setting sprays. The first one, of course, is the Morphe setting spray. Now I'm going to set my face with the One Size Until Dawn. I love this stuff. It literally makes your makeup transfer proof. And it isn't like a setting mist, so it's not really wet. It's almost like air. So, I don't know, but this stuff right here, I actually ended up getting two of the big sizes because I need this in my life. It's called Until Dawn for a reason. So we're just gonna shake it up and spray it. I like to give myself a little minute before I open my eyes, because sometimes when I open my eyes after spraying even setting mist or even like this, sometimes my eyes get watery and we don't need that. But yeah guys, this is the final look. Let me know how you guys are feeling it. This look is so cute, so seductive with like the little fake wing with the lashes. This look is just giving. I'm so excited for my photo shoot today. And let me know in the comment guys what else that you want to see. If you want to see how I do my eyebrows, more eyeshadow tutorials, how I install my lashes, like let me know what other looks you guys want to see, because I am here for it. And even though we use setting mist after setting mist and powders, you can still see that beautiful glow coming through my makeup application, and it's all due to the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Like, please stop sleeping on e.l.f. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Love you guys. Until next time.